Dr. Wallach, are baby formulas enough for our babies when they're born?
Unfortunately not. Our formulas that we give to dogs, whether it's kind of like Science Diet dog food, or the puppy or kitten milk replacers for puppies and kittens you're going to raise by hand, have 40 minerals in them, including the minerals lithium, chromium, vanadium, and selenium. Ralston Purina laboratory rat pellets contain 28 minerals, including lithium, chromium, vanadium, and selenium. There's not a single human milk replacer on the market, off the shelf of a grocery store, that has more than 12 minerals. None of them contain lithium, chromium, vanadium, and only 2, Pro-Soybean and Infamil, have selenium in them. And it's tragic that we give our dogs 40 minerals and our rats 28 and our kids 12 or less. You can begin to see why we spent $1.2 trillion for health care last year. You begin to see why we only live to be 75.5, half of our genetic potential for longevity of 120 to 140, why we only rank 17th in longevity and 19th in healthiness, simply because we don't get the basic raw materials to develop properly and maintain and repair ourselves from the very beginning. I'll give you a tragic example. Sudden infant death syndrome is something that everybody is familiar with. We eliminated sudden infant death syndrome in animals back in the 1950s because farmers can't afford to lose 2 or 3 or 5 or 10% of the baby animals they're raising to sudden infant death syndrome, and we learned that it was due to a deficiency of the trace mineral selenium, causing sudden death in the most robust, the healthiest of the baby animals in the group or the herd or the flock. And we eliminate it simply by giving the pregnant mothers selenium, and as soon as the baby is born or hatched, they get selenium. And if you look at the human infant milk replacers on the market, only 2 of all of them put selenium in the formula. And so if I was going to raise a child today on these infant milk replacers, these infant milk formulas in a can, or a bottle or a box, I would pick the 2, Pro-Soybean and Infamil, that have selenium in them. And to stack things in favor of the child, I would still give them, from the moment they're born, a teaspoon for 20 pounds of body weight of the pig arthritis formula twice a day. Obviously, you may not want to use the orange juice in a newborn baby because they can develop allergies to it, but I would still give them the plant-derived colloidal and the chelated minerals and vitamins and amino acids. And the tragic example of this is 65%, this is a known fact, 65% of all the babies dying of sudden infant death syndrome in America are being fed canned milk replacers. 2/3 of the ones who die of sudden infant death syndrome are being fed these canned infant formulas. And I guarantee you, they're being fed the ones that don't have selenium in them. And so, absolutely, it's important to supplement these babies from birth because you can't get everything you need from your 4 food groups, certainly not out of these canned formulas.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.